here to talk to about Premiere Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro. I'm basically going to give you an review of the program, basically telling you the functions, everything it does. Then I'm going to show you how to import your footage from whatever you shot and then export it out. Alright, so you open the program, you're going to come into 4 planes. You got your source clip, your program clip, your project source, and then your timeline. It's where you create everything. And then you got your your functions, your file, edit, clips, sequence, markers, all that good stuff. So what we're going to do is we already went to file, new project. We named it tutorial. Here I'm gonna just put tutorial. Hit enter. It already exists, so action can be done. So we just go hit no. All right. So now that I got my project is set up, I gotta import my footage. So you want to go down to your project bin where it says import to start media right here. You would just double click on it where it says project. That's where you enter all your film and whatever you have, pictures, audio. This is where you would import it. So you double click on it. It should bring up a window. So you just want to search for whatever footage you want to use. I'm just going to use some random footage that I've used for a client just to use it for the video. I think I got some regular. Let's see. A lot of this stuff is done. Let's just go to something already. Videos. I got a video. You can use Desmond. So, all right. So I found my video. This is all my footage. I could just click or the name and hit import. It'll import all the videos. Oh, thirsty. Sorry. It's importing our files. Alright, so basically let me go over this again. So our source clip previews are files that we just imported. So I'm gonna double click the open it folder. You see it made a bin with that folder name. It's still in that under that project, but that's the bin. And this is what I've shot. So if you want to edit it to watch it, you would double click on it. Then which brings it into your source. And in your source, this is where you can trim and clip to where you could take either video or you could take just the audio. You could clip a picture, but this is where you would use this cursor to import your footage. So say if I wanted to use this part, I will come on down here and right here we have insert. It's a the shortcut is the comma. Overwrite is the period. So the insert, it will insert whatever you clip from your source panel to your timeline, and wherever your cursor is on your timeline, it'll insert it when you hit the comma or click insert. Now when you hit overwrite, it'll overwrite and insert whatever is already over that cursor. For example, so I say if I wanted to put this part, the shortcut is you would hit I on your keyboard, and then it'll make an end point, a beginning. That's what it'll start. That's where the cut will start. And you can drag it over 5 frames. And you can hit O on your keyboard. That makes an out point. So now you have 2 lines, and that is the duration of your video. If you want to drag audio and video, you can just click on the video and drag it down to your timeline, or you could click insert and it should insert it onto your timeline. But we don't have no media in our timeline to create a sequence, so we could just drag it. We could just drag the video down to our timeline, and that'll create a sequence for us. It'll get the right measurements of the video, the right frame rates, and all the settings. Now, if you wanted to do that manually for yourself, creating your own sequence, you can either in your project plane, you can come down here on your right hand bottom, this little arrow thing right here has new item. So you want to create a new sequence, and where you change all your own settings manually, you just click this, and you would go up to the top, it says sequence. You would click sequence. You would name your sequence, and then you will find the settings for your camera, and that works for what you're trying to do. The preset tells you the description for what you're editing, how it works, and this tells you the details of it. Excuse me. All right. So now we created a sequence, and this is in our timeline. So in our timeline, this is all we have. It's just him drumming, right? So we put that on video 1. This is our timeline. These are video tracks up top, and then these are audio tracks. So all your audio is going to be on the bottom, and then all your video is going to be at the top. You can make unlimited tracks, how many as you want. You just keep scrolling, keep adding, you'll make as many as you want. Same with audio. Now, our program monitor shows what we've done in our timeline. So for example, if I was to hit the space button to play, it just shows me what's in the timeline. It plays what's in the timeline. Okay, so it's basic. I don't know if I want to add to it or not, So let's see what else we got in here. Here's a clip. Here's a clip of him playing the kick drum. So if I would want that particular kick, let's say I would go back. You can use your arrow keys as well to move along. So say if I wanted this part, I would use N, I to make an end point, a beginning point. It marks my beginning, and I would go over how many frames I want. We're gonna go back because we didn't get all its foot in that one, so we're just gonna go back. Start it there, and let's end it here. Click out, click O on your keyboard. Now, we made that a short clip. So if we want to insert that clip, press comma, or if we want to overwrite, we could press the period button on the keyboard, or we could do it manually on the screen. So we get insert, and it'll insert that video. It inserted that video right where the marker lies. So now that foot video is in the front of him playing the drums. Now if we wanted to overwrite it, let's say we wanted to overwrite it, and we're gonna put it right here where the marker is. We will come on over here, not insert, but overwrite. It'll be the period, and we'll add that hit. We'll click the dot, and it'll add it right in there. It'll cut it. See, it cut the last video of him playing the drums, and then it overwrite. That means wherever that marker is, it cuts it, and it adds the other video. So that's a way to learn how to import and edit and bring in your video to help get, like, you know, some effects and help get everything. So that's how you would import your video into your timeline. So right now we just got him playing the drums, video of his foot. Now say if we wanted to, now we have these tools over here. Sorry. This is your selection tool where you could grab selection of anything, video or audio. You can move it. It's like your mover tool. You select and grab and move it wherever, anywhere. Track selection. It will click on a clip and the track will be selected. So the whole track, it selects the whole thing to be moved. You can also do this with the selection tool by holding down right click and just dragging the box over and selecting. Or you can just go to the selection tool, hit A, select one clip, and it selects all of them for you. Now this effect, the ripple effect, you can click on the clip and drag it. I don't think it works on this particular. The ripple tool, it's just clip in the middle, change the duration of the other clips more. So and we could just ripple. We're going to just go to the next one. And your razor tool is pretty much your cut tool. So it's like wherever your marker is, you could place your marker here. So you want to place a cut here. So now you cut that video. So now you can make this video different from this video just by cutting it. This is your slip tool. Your slip tool will help move the video down, like duration. So if this is so say if this video is about 5 seconds, you can move it down 5 more seconds and the video will stay the same. It's just the video will stay the same. I mean, a video will change, but the clip will stay the same. Like the clip duration will stay the same, but it'll be a different video. It'll be like video 5 seconds down the line more. Then you got your pen tool. Your pen tool is just used to for animations and cutting things out, and you know, like say if I wanted to make an animation, I just make a point. I will click the V or the selection tool, come over here and pull it down, pull this one down just to make different points on whatever it is. Right now it's just on the occupancy. So that's how you would do that. Then the grabber tool, this is pretty much like the selection tool, but it's just a little better. It helps you maneuver throughout the timeline. So you can grab it, you can move up and down, sideways. And then you got your text tool, where you could just add text a quick way by just going over to your program panel and just dragging, right click, red box will show up, and then you'll have text. And right now we're doing all of this is in the editing program, the editing panel. You have your learning program, that's pretty much tutorials, like tutorials and all those things. Your assembly program is just assemble things from Adobe, and it just shows you how to do things. You got your editing panel, pretty much consists of the 4 panels. Your timeline, your program panel, sequence and timeline, your source monitor, your project plane, pretty much all the same. We're having a little issues here. Pretty much all the same. All right, so we imported everything. We made some cuts and everything. So let's add some effects, some transitions, just to give it a little pop, just to show you how you do it. So we would go up to this is our panel, other panel. So you got editing, you got color, that's color grading, that's fixing the color. You could do all types of things, change the color, make the color better, tone down, like different things with color. You got your effects. Let's click on it to see how long it takes. So this is your color panel, Lumetri color. You would come over here. It's pretty much like your basic coloring from like Lightroom or Photoshop, pretty much the same thing. But you got, you know, white balance, tone, exposure, highlights, contrast, all those things. A couple more panels down here, you know, to be creative and fix the color. We have effects, so we could put and adjust the video image and change things and transitions and things such like that. So you would go to your effects panel. You will come over to your right. So say if we wanted to add a transition for these videos, we will come over to our right, our panel, effects. They have video transitions. We'll click on it, the arrow, and it brings you all these folders with all these transitions. You got 3D motion, dissolve, immerse video, iris, page peel, slide, wipe, zoom. Now the most one I commonly use is the dissolve. You got your additive dissolve, cross dissolve, dip to black, dip to white, film dissolve, morph, cut, non additive dissolve. I like to use the regular cross dissolve. It's your basic transition dissolve. So what we'll do is we'll come over to our timeline, our sequence. We'll make it a little wider so we can see what we got going on, so we can see where we want to put it. So with transitions, you want to transition is showing a transition from one clip to another. So in that phase, you will want to connect. You want to put a transition in between two clips. So I'm going to use the cross dissolve. So you just right click on it and drag to your timeline. Come on over to where the two videos intersect, and you want to drag it right over, and they will highlight where they're going to put it. So you let it go, and that's where they'll put it. Now, if you don't like it, so you'll watch over it, and you will watch your program panel. It's where you will just shows your timeline. You will go over it just to see, and it's okay. I like it. It goes to it does what it needs to do. Now we can make this shorter so it won't take as long by clicking on the tan part, the actual dissolve. We're gonna go to the end, and then it brings up this red line, little bar with the slash with a box, and it's like gray and black. Basically, it's showing you the cross dissolve. So if we click and drag it closer, it brings up a highlight of the transition, and we're just bringing it closer. So basically, we're just shortening the transition, so it's not so long. So now we have this, and that's how you would add a transition to your video. Transition just, to the next video. So now if we want to just so say, all right, we colored it, we added effects, we added say we added color, we fixed the audio, we added a graphic and whatever. So now we want to export it, and it's done. We got a finished project. So we want to go back to our editing panel, to where it's back to our full screens. So we still got our project screen, got our source monitor, our program monitor, and we got our sequence, our timeline. So right now this is about 4 seconds. 4 seconds in, it tells you it's about 5 seconds. So say we're finished, right? We're finished. That's all we're going to do to it. We're going to go to File, Export. You want to go to Media. Click. All right, then it brings up your export settings. This is your export settings. So basically it's telling you over here, it's telling you the output. It's basically showing you what you did. It's telling you the source range, the sequence in and out. Like you can shorten it once you get here. Like say if I didn't want it that long, I could shorten it. You know what I mean? Or I could make it, however I wanted it after I already did it. So I'm gonna keep it 5 minutes. We're gonna go over here to our export settings. It tells you the format of the video. The preset, it says match source, high bit rate. It highlights, it tells you this preset is for it goes by your frame rate. It tells you frame rate, frame size, field order, pixel aspect, TV standard, profile, level values. It has a whole bunch of presets in here. So you would just, I mean, you can use with when it says match source high bit rate, it's basically saying it's matching the videos that we already put in there. So it already calculated its preset for those videos. So that's fine, unless you want to change it to something else, you could, and you just click on it. So for whatever, say you want to put it on Facebook, or say you want to put it on Twitter or just a mobile device, you would click one of these settings, or YouTube, you would click one of these settings for whatever best fits your video, and you would click in, and then we want to change the output name. So we would say output name. You will want it, save it as, let's say, tut. We'll save it as tutorial art. Tutorial. And I will be saving it in my book. It'll be saved as an MP3, MP4 file, video file. And that's where I will save it. You want to make sure you got these boxes checked. It says the export video, and if you have audio, you want to export the audio too as well with the video. So you want to have these checked. Summary is basically telling you where the video is going, and the summary of how much space, the frame rate, and it's just all that type of stuff. It tells you all of that right here. It's just letting you know you want to come down. This stuff is pretty much, I mean, it's already set. They already set everything up for you, so you really don't got to touch none of that. Unless you want to, now, if you come down to your bitrate settings, now say if you have a large file, if it's a large file and you want to make it a smaller file, you would come down to your target bitrate, and just drag that down, and that'll, see, it was at 10, you can put it at 4, 3, and that'll make it much smaller in size. But everything else is fine. You might want to click on use maximum render quality, just so you can get the best quality when you're rendering. And then when you're finished, you just click export. Export. It will export the video out, whatever you put it as, wherever you put it, that's what will export it out. It'll probably take a little bit of time depending on how long the video is and the quality of the video. So that's pretty much it. In this video, I talked about Premiere Pro. It's an editing program, video editing program software. Adobe Premiere Pro. I talked about the four panels. You got your source panel where you see your footage when you edit it. You got your project panel where you import your footage. You got your program, your monitor source, your program where you see, it's like your final, it's like your canvas where you see your artwork, and then you have your timeline where you do your art and you make your cuts and you change things and change all of that. Then you have your settings. You got your editing panel, color, effects, the audio, the graphics, so where you can change things in and out. Yeah, so I mean, my name is Garret Moore. I just wanted to teach you a few basic things on how to import your footage into Premiere, how to add a transition, how to export it, how to get the right settings. So thank you.